Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, when Rigathi Gachagua took an oath of office as the deputy president, we knew the weaknesses that he had. But some of us thought that Gachagua might learn and maybe become a statesman, since he was going to serve in the second highest office in this country. But it is emerging clear that Ruto has one of the worst, petty, clueless, and even tribal deputy president who is not yet ready to learn and move on. The most revengeful person in Kenya. As we are talking now, there is an emerging story in the mainstream media that Gachagua is finally threatening the chiefs, and he has started from his backyard. Now, he placed a phone call, as allegation emerged, to Madira chief, asking him to go for retirement, simply because there was allegation that he was supporting the Azimio side. Kwani chief si binadamu? Si yako na uamuzi na pia wewe upiga kura. Now, this is what was shared in the Daily Nation, in the Nation. It's a story, they quote the chief in response or reaction to the phone call from Rigathi Gachagua. He went on, "When I finally picked the call, it was familiar voice of His Excellency, the Deputy President. He started by informing me that he had information that I was among those who were supporting Azimio during the election. The call was short, and he ended up asking me how many years are left before I retire. He informed me that in the meantime, I should be looking for something else to do because I will be going home. I could not start arguing with such a senior person. However, I tried to explain myself, but he couldn't hear none of it," he said. This is a chief in Madira being threatened by the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. This is how low Rigathi Gachagua can go in this country. A man who needs to be an image of unity and peace in this country. I don't know how William Ruto feels when Rigathi Gachagua goes to this extent. Mtu wa chini kabisa kwa serikali. Chief, uko chini. When Gachagua is not fighting a governor like Sakaja in Nairobi, he's imagining that he will be launching another war, maybe on a DO or a DC, not a DC, tuko na county commissioner. If not a county commissioner, it will be a regional commissioner. If not a regional commissioner, he will be fighting someone somewhere. This is the deputy president we have in this country. So much revengeful. He goes on extent of even still fighting Uhuru Kenyatta, who is nowhere in the office. Where are we heading to? Do we really have a deputy president? Is this some of the reasons why Ruto decided that I have a wrong person? He's behaving the way I was behaving when I was with Uhuru. So now I have to work with Mutahi. Gachagua should be asking himself so many questions. And there are reasons why he's doing this. Before we go into that, just a quick request. For those who are watching and you not subscribe, please consider subscribing. To our channel subscribers, thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give our video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. And back to this discussion. Now, the reality was that Gachagua needed to be a kind of a statesman in this country. But this man has refused to completely learn the basis of statesmanship. He has refused. The worst of it, and this is the reason why he's fighting these chiefs. Gachagua is literally fighting to become the kingpin of Mount Kenya region, such that when he speaks politically, everyone listens to him and follows his direction. But now the worst is that Gachagua wants to use force. He's forgetting that he's no longer a DO. We no longer have DOs in this country. People whose their word was the law. We changed from Moi long time, but he wants to use the characters that was in Moi government. He's trying to bring it into a government governed by the 2010 constitution, which changed so many things in this country. So he wants to use force to remove these chiefs. The issue is that if he's removing this chief, since they were supporting Raila Odinga and Uhuru's side, then he want to bring in other individuals, because now Nyeri atakuwa anasema yule achukua ile nafasi. Then those people will be his appointees. That means Gachagua want to bring in chiefs whom he is going to use to force his way and become the Mount Kenya kingpin. Wale wenye watakuwa wanamfanyia campaign. Kwa sababu kama yeye anasema kwamba hawa jamaa walikuwa wanapigia campaign Azimio, sasa kwa hivyo watoke kwa uongozi, inamaanisha ana mpango gani? He is literally still in campaign mood, and his plan is to replace them with the people who will be singing his music to sell his agenda on the grassroots in Mount Kenya. Swali ni kwamba jameni, hawa ma chief wanataka kusaidia kupata kura, na vile wanakaa na wananchi huko chini, wengi wao na wananchi ni mafuta na maji, kwa sababu wananchi wengi ni wanapenda kuvunja sheria. So it's not easy for a chief to convince people to take a certain political direction. It's not easy. But this one believes so. He thinks by using these chiefs, replace them and put people who will work in his interest, people who will see him as maybe God. He thinks they will help him to stamp his authority in Mount Kenya region. I think this one might end up just backfiring. The reason is that the people whom he need to lead and protect, he is already punishing them. Because now, instead of people seeing Gachagua as the leader of Mount Kenya region, they see him as an oppressor of the people of Mount Kenya. Huyu chief hakupigwa transfer kutoka Western ama Nyanza ama kosi huyo nakapelekwa kule. You simply come from your own area na unakuwa chief huko. So he is dealing mercilessly with his own people whom he need to protect. A good politician will sit down with these people, because now this is a man who is coming from your area. Rather than creating a situation to make people have sympathy towards him and develop hatred towards you, you talk with them, then let them support your agenda. We have a new government, let us work together. As simple as that. Nadhani hata Ruto kama alikuwa mtu wa mambo yake tofauti, kwa kiwango fulani ameongea hivyo. Akasema let us move on. His deputy is not yet ready to move on because he has much interest in this issue of leadership. Andaka tu from DO, member of parliament, a deputy president, then president. Kila kitu ni kulingana na yeye. Na katika hiyo mambo yote, he is causing so much accident and injuries to many people. Look now on the kind of a man we are having now. Look at him. This is very shameful. So, if he's intimidating this chief, so does it mean even he will go to an extent of calling a chief somewhere in Nyanza? Amwambia wewe ulikuwa support Raila. Because now, you are not a deputy president of Mount Kenya. Your office is supposed to serve the entire country. Are you the face of Kenya? So will you call chiefs in Western region to ask them why they were supporting Raila Odinga and then dismiss them? Are you going to call chiefs in Lower Eastern? Will you call chiefs in Coast region. Are you going to extend this one to Rift Valley? Or it is a business of just Mount Kenya dealing with them? Is Mount Kenya really safe in your hands? Because the same way he made Sakaja popular in Nairobi, I think it is the same way he's going to make these chiefs popular, and then actually he will become unpopular. The most unliked person, the most hated individual in Mount Kenya at the end of the day. In my view, Gachagua might intimidate some people here and there, but at the end of the day, it might end up backfiring on him. People of Mount Kenya will always remember Uhuru Kenyatta just because of the kind of intimidation they're passing through in the hands of Rigathi Gachagua.